All right, I'm back in the kitchen today. I got more tomatoes behind me here. So today I'm going to be making tomato sauce. It's easy to make, delicious, super good for you, and the perfect base for all your chilies this fall season. So come along and I'll show you how to make it from scratch and how to can it. I'm using an assortment of tomatoes that I got from my garden this morning, but if you wanted to have that really bright, red, vibrant color, just use red tomatoes. I could care less what color it is, I just want to make tomato sauce. Start by rinsing off and cleaning all of your tomatoes. Now we're going to take them, we're going to cut the cores out, and we're going to cut them up and then put them into a giant stock pot. I had so many tomatoes that I ended up filling 2 pots because I just wanted to use everything that I had on hand. Now you're going to simmer it for 20 minutes or until it's completely cooked and looks like this. Now you're going to pour and run all of that through a food mill, and this is going to remove all of the seeds and the skins. You will notice though after you put a lot through it that the bottom of the food mill starts to get clogged. That's fine, just scrape out all the seeds and skins and then keep repeating that process. Now that we got all the seeds and the skins strained out and we got all that tomato juice into our pots, you're gonna add your salt. It's 1 tablespoon per 15 pounds. I'm gonna guesstimate that this was about 30 pounds of tomatoes, so we're just gonna do a tablespoon at each. Once I boil it down, I might add more later on based on just a good old taste test. So now we're just gonna boil this down until it reduces by at least half and it gets to the thickness of tomato sauce. We've all opened a can of tomato sauce from the store, so we know what that looks like. It's gotta be pretty thick. So we're just gonna keep it simmering. This process could take 2 to 4 hours depending on how much juice you have. If you use paste tomatoes, it cuts that time down dramatically, but I barely had any paste tomatoes, so this is just regular tomatoes from our garden. I'm sterilizing my jars in the oven by baking them at 250 for 10 minutes. And I'm sterilizing my lids by putting them in a pot of water and bringing it to a boil. Once they come to a boil, you can shut it off. They're sterilized and ready to go. It's done. I ended up simmering these for 2.5 hours. It went down by about 50%. And you can see here how much thicker it is. It's pretty much the perfect consistency for tomato sauce. Since it's simmered down so much, I'm gonna combine this into 1 pot. Let's fill those jars. This is where you would put your citric acid into the bottom of your jars before pouring your tomato sauce inside. I will admit I do not use citric acid because I use a pressure canner when I cook my tomatoes, but that is not USDA approved. Then wipe those rims with the wet rag, add your lids and bands, and you're ready to can. Here it is. The 30 pounds of tomatoes yielded 11 pints, and then I had this much extra in that one, which I'll just eat fresh tomorrow with something. So normally I actually water bath my tomato products. When you water bath them, your pints are gonna be for 35 minutes and your quarts are gonna be for 40, but because I have 11, I can't fit that in any of my regular pots for water bath canning. So I'm gonna use the pressure canner because I have a rack and I can actually do 18 pints at a time. So I'll put 9 on the bottom, put the rack, and then put 2 on top. Let's do it. Ready to go. As always, follow your pressure canner's instructions. Mine says to vent for 10 minutes. So as you can see, the steam's coming out, so I'll set that timer for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, so now I'm gonna put my weight on. Now that the weight's on, you can see that pressure is starting to rise. At 1,000 feet elevation or less, you're gonna pressure can at 10 pounds pressure. Pints and quarts both go for 15 minutes. We're at 10 pounds pressure, so now I'm gonna set that timer for 15 minutes. As always, you don't have to stand here and watch it for the whole 15 minutes, but you do want to check it periodically and adjust your pressure as needed. Sometimes you'll notice the pressure goes up or drops down, and you want to try to keep it at exactly 10 pounds pressure. Timer went off. I already turned the heat off. Now we're not going to do anything to it. We're just going to let that pressure completely go down till it hits 0. Then we can safely take our jars out. It's down to 0. Let's take them out. And there you have it. Perfect, delicious, and healthy homemade tomato sauce. This makes the perfect base for your chilies, but if you're from the Cincinnati area, it makes the perfect base for Skyline and Gold Star chili spaghetti. Let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, happy canning season!